what it was like growing up in ancient Egypt. Egyptian society was built around the nuclear family. It was even reflected in Egyptian religion. Ra and Mut were the divine father and mother. Egyptians traced their lineage through both male and female lines, so children were highly valued. Babies were doted upon and celebrated at birth. For the first 3 to 4 years, infants were doted upon. Their mothers rarely left their sight. Children were expected to respect their parents. They took pride in their families. This was important. Adult children would care for their parents in their old age. If they didn't, they could be disinherited. Egyptian tablets contain some writings on family values. Children were taught to be respectful, modest, reserved in speed, and moderate at the table. This applied to both girls and boys. Around the age of 5, children began helping their parents. Egyptians practiced traditional gender roles. For boys, this meant helping in their father's occupation. They would begin with simple chores. With time, they'd progress to an apprenticeship. For girls, this meant shadowing their mothers. They helped take care of their siblings and home. They learned simple tasks, such as sewing and basic cooking. As children grew older, the chores became more complex. These could include agriculture or animal husbandry. Adolescents made household goods and clothing. Sometimes, they even learned to make beer and bread. Children were expected to have a hereditary calling. They naturally followed in their parents' footsteps. Middle and upper class children went to school. Schools might be independent or attached to a temple. If the family was wealthy, children could have private tutors. Formal education did allow some girls, though it was uncommon. Girls sometimes became doctors, officials, and even pharaohs. Of course, it wasn't all work and study. There were plenty of toys in ancient Egypt. Tomb paintings show boys and girls playing together. Kids also engaged in outdoor sports with their families. These included hunting, fishing, and archery. Paintings also show activities like stick fencing, wrestling, races, and swimming. Children also learned to play musical instruments. These were a primary feature of Egyptian life. Music was played everywhere, at rituals, banquets, or simply at home. Early Egyptian instruments included flutes, floor harps, rattles, and drums. By the New Kingdom period, other instruments had appeared. Harps, trumpets, lutes, oboes, and lyres were borrowed from other cultures. One of the most popular pastimes were board games. Sinet was a popular 2-player game. Moves were determined by casting sticks or bones. Players started at one corner and moved across rows. Tiles with symbols indicated hazards. The goal was to cross all your pieces across the final square. Mehen was another Egyptian board game. It was played by several players on a coiled game board. Mehen used pieces that looked like lions and small balls.